Coming up on Z News. Burundi president dies suddenly. Statues of racists come tumbling down. Mama Panther refuses to back down. And DJ Zinhle loses cool. Do you remember a few weeks ago we spoke of how the Burundi government was still having elections during a whole pandemic and that they kicked out 3 World Health officials? Well, their president, Pearl Nkurunzinza, has died. And his wife is in a hospital in ICU in Kenya. And not only that, apparently his sister is also in ICU as well. Now, the word on the street is that he died of cardiac arrest. That is the official word that has been given by the Burundi government. But many publications are coming out and saying that he died of coronavirus complications. Now, you know, they had the elections back in May, and before the election, he actually did decide that he was not going to run for election and he was going to endorse one of his party members. And that he decided that he was going to step down and instead become supreme guide to patriotism, whatever that means. Now, he got admitted to hospital after he was feeling not too well, and he appeared to be improving, and unfortunately, he then passed away. Now, the president was an avid footy fan, and he was also a preacher as well. Now, let's hope that this is not the case, because their neighbor, Tanzania, has declared that they are COVID-19 free, and they're open and they're back to business and everything is functioning as is. Now, internationally, the wind of racial change is blowing so strong that it has started toppling off many slave masters and colonizer statues globally, with 3 of Christopher Columbus's statues going down in style in America, with one getting beheaded in Boston, Massachusetts, another one getting defaced in Miami, and the third one being dumped in a lake in Virginia. Now, the same situation happened in the UK, and they did the very same thing with slave holders. Now, there was Robert Milligan's statue outside the Museum of London Docklands, and slave trader Edward Colston's in Bristol, and there's so many talks of removing Cecil Rhodes' statue in Oxford. Now, Colston's statue was fished out of the harbour in Bristol, and they have decided that they will be placing the statue in a museum as it is. So it was found with a rope around it, it was found defaced, and of course it was muddy, and they're going to leave it like that. So when people come in, they know exactly how it ended for them. Now, in Belgium, King Leopold II, who killed about 10 to 15 million Congolese, his statues were removed in 3 cities. And thankfully, back on the motherland, our predecessors made sure that they removed these statues way back in time. For example, in Zimbabwe, which is former Rhodesia, they definitely removed Cecil Rhodes' statue in the 1980s. And in Cape Town, the University of Cape Town also did the very same thing by removing his statue. So kudos to our African countries for doing just that. Now, we're hoping that many of the other statues that are left within the continent will be removed as well, and you know, some of the names be changed. Like, for example, Victoria Falls removing of David Livingstone's statue there. Now, in other news, in South Africa, the gorgeous actress and TV presenter Pearl Zinhle is known to speak her mind and keep that I said what I said attitude with her fiery clapbacks on social media. Now, since the Black Lives Movement has spread and become a global issue, Mama Panther brought in a little twist to it and made a very bold stand. It was a back and forth war that was going on between the two of them, and of course the tweets decided that hashtag Pearl Zinhle must fall. And she continued with her stance on her views and saying that if it means that she must fall because she stood up against violence against all the other Africans in her country, then she will proudly fall, because she's not about that life. She's an African first, and that's how she feels. So, woo! Thank you, Pearl, for that. Meanwhile, her bestie, DJ Zinhle, had a serious meltdown on Twitter when some trolls started coming for her daughter. Now, the funny part about all of this is that she is not even the one who brought her into the conversation, but she threw herself in Ngoba, her baby's father, aka used his very own daughter to throw some shade at a hater when he spoke about how Cairo, his daughter, has more money than this hater. Now, of course, the hottest DJ in Africa, the hottest female DJ in Africa, had to step in and be the mama, be protective of the child, as so many people were trolling her and saying that she can't even read. And a lot of people came back on social media and said, hey, please, can you direct your anger to whom it rightfully should be for? It should be for your baby's father, aka who's the one who's immature to bring in your child in such a situation. And of course, as you know, it continued like this, and there was a lot of bullying going on, and it's not right that kids are involved, you know. But then it makes you also wonder, if you're going to put your child out in public, if your child has a social media page online and it's open and they're being followed by so many people, it's only normal. It's not even right. It's not right, but it's only going to become a norm that, you know, the child is going to be trolled a couple of times. So it is what it is. Well, thank you for hanging with me. I'll be back again next week with more exciting news for you. In the meantime, do take care and continue washing your hands. Ciao.